Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to create your exploded view of the train. I'm going to go to a new presentation file. This is where you can create the exploded views. I'm going to grab my assembled train. So that launched automatically when I open the presentation file. If it doesn't, you have to insert a model and you're looking for an assembly model. I'm going to insert that. Okay, click open, here you go. I may go ahead and reset my view cube real quick to an isometric that I want to use for my exploded view, like this one. And then I'll right click and make this my home view, fit to view. And this is the view that I really care about when I'm tweaking components, kind of exploding them, pulling them out. I don't care about how far they are or what they look like from the view I'm pulling from, but from this view, which will be the one on my drawing sheet. So how we pull the parts out away to unassemble is you use tweak components, and then you're going to, let me get rid of these little windows, make that a little smaller here. You can select objects to tweak. Now if I don't press any buttons on my keyboard and I just click from part to part, every time I click a new part, the previous part deselects. If I would like to group parts together, I use the control key. So watch, that back wheel is selected right now. If I hold the control key, I'm holding it, and I click the other wheel, they're both selected. Now, I don't want to tweak the two wheels without other things grouped, because the wheels would pull through the axle pegs and the linkage arms and the linkage pegs. So I'm going to group all of that together. So I'm going to hold control again. I'm going to grab the axle pegs, the linkage pegs, the linkage arm, and now I'm going to grab this arrow. And the arrow, if it's going in the wrong direction, you can actually go backwards too, but I'm going to start pulling. Now I'm not going to accept this yet. Let me show you. I'm going to pull all of that out so that I can see the train body behind it. So just enough. I see a little bit of white, okay, back here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep tweaking some of it, and I'm going to leave some things behind. So I've got all of this selected. I'm going to hold the control key, and selecting an object for a second time deselects it. So I'm going to lose the two wheels. Okay, and now I'm going to be bringing the axles out from the wheels. Okay, and the linkage arm and pegs are going to keep coming with it. Now I'm going to drop out the axle pegs. So again, hold control, click on the two axles, and then grab the arrow, pull a little bit further. And now I'm going to leave the linkage arm behind so that the pegs can pull out of the linkage arm. So again, the control key, select that. I'm letting go of the control key after, I'm done making my selections to select or deselect, and then I grab the arrow. And now I've exploded that whole side. I hit the check mark. So I'm going to go select everything on the other side, and this is what I was saying is from this view I can kind of see what I want to grab, but it's not the view that I want to really tweak from. Okay, so that should be all my parts. So I start pulling. So making sure everything's grouped. Yep. So I might think I've got it pulled far enough away, but I really want to come back here to what's going to be my home view. And this is where I'm really going to see if I pulled it away far enough. And now the cow catcher, the smokestack will be out of my way in a little bit as I move that. So that should be good enough. All right, and then I'm going to follow the same suit. I'm going to leave the wheels behind. So press and hold control, wheel, find the arrow, push back. I'm getting the axles to come out. The linkage arm and the peg should be moving too. Okay, now press control, select the axles, both of them. All right, tweak a little further so I can see the linkage arm. All right, hold control. Let's drop the linkage arm out and just get those two pegs to come out. I'm going to accept that and start again. So you can see it's really not too hard to tweak this stuff. So the cow catcher is going to come forward. The smokestack is going to come straight up. And I need to rotate around to the back so that I can see the magnet and the hitch peg. Let's see, so that's called a hitch magnet and a hitch peg. We'll get both of those together. Pull straight out this way. Again, I'm not sure if that was far enough, so I'm going to go back to what's really my home view. Push that far enough away. Drop out the magnet. Tweak again. It should be the peg moving through the magnet. There you go. So I can see both of those pieces. Accept that. And I have a fully exploded train. Now, something to be aware of, I'm going to go into View and then User Interface, just like where I would to get my browser, to turn my browser on or off. And I've got this Snapshot View panel. I'm going to select it. If you have been messing with this file for a while, you may have snapshot views you want to look at. And these are like little moments in time. So while you have fully tweaked and fully exploded your train, you may have a view here where it's not fully exploded. And this is the view that the drawing page wants to use. So you need to be aware that if you now go onto your drawing page and try to put this on a drawing sheet and it's not looking like you have it here in the graphic window, it's because of that. So what you need to do is you need to come back into this file. You need to delete the snapshot view, save this file. Okay, so let me just do exploded view for video tutorial. I've already done some of these, so I'm just kind of making a name. I'll save that. Okay, if there is no snapshot view, I should be able to close this tab, and let me just go open a new drawing sheet. I'll skip that for now. Bring in a base view, navigate to the file, date modify, there you go, it's right at the top. I kind of sort by most recent modified. Okay, it says, look, no snapshot view exists. Click OK to automatically add a snapshot view. So if we do that, it's going to use basically that last graphic window at the very end when I saved. So that's okay. All right. If you have snapshot views, it's going to multiple. You don't have to delete one. You can just go back in and create new ones. And then right here, before you've clicked OK, you can, in this drop down, choose which snapshot view. So maybe you want to create multiple snapshot views for a project. And then you can, right in here from in the drawing, you can bring in those base views and choose different ones. Okay. I'm going to make it shaded while I'm at it. I'll go ahead and even give it a name. I can call this exploded assembly. And I'm going to change my scale. I'm going to get my isometric that I wanted. Let's make sure my scale, yep, that looks good. It's a good scale. And I think that's what I want. So I'm going to click OK. Show trails is checked. I want to see the trails. It kind of helps with the assembly instruction aspect of this drawing sheet. So click OK. And then just real quick, I think I've got this in another video, but while we're here, if you need to see the balloons and parts list, you go to the Annotate tab. Parts list is really easy. Select the parts list, then choose the view that's going to generate it from. Click OK. You might have to click OK in another window as well once, but go ahead and click to place it, and then I would grab the left side of each column and shrink these down. Okay, I try to keep them all one line though. If you go too far, it's going to start to wrap the text. And then I'm going to double click. Do you see that I've got 4 diagonal and opposing arrows? But sometimes I have 2 opposing. Everything still highlights red. This is the 4 diagonal opposing arrows is when I can click, drag, and move. When I have the 2 opposing, that's when I can click, drag, and expand or contract an area of my parts list. So I can try to make it take up less space. But I can double click when it's all red and get in here. This description column, I'm not using it. I'm going to right click and go to column chooser. I right clicked on the column headers. I go to column chooser, and there's all kinds of things that you might elect to put in your parts list. These are the things that are selected. You add things by highlighting here and saying add, and you remove them by highlighting here and saying remove. So I'm going to remove those and just have the basic 3 things. Apply, OK. And then I will tuck it once I've got it condensed. I want to see the corner down there. I'm going to tuck it into the corner nice and neat, like so. And the very last thing is going to be to add my balloons. So balloons, really you just want to keep them nice, neat, and organized. Try to keep all your diagonals at the same angle. All right, that will keep it professional looking. Okay, and generally I like to have them diagonal with a little horizontal tail on the end. Okay, kind of like that. Okay, you don't have to go in that upright direction for everything. But here you go. You're getting the idea. So I'm not going to make you wait here while I make all of them, but that is really the video that shows you how to explode the train, how to get it onto a drawing sheet, how to get it onto a drawing sheet in a way that everything is exploded. So remember that snapshot view. You might have to go back and clear it or make a new one. And as you bring in that base view, you might have to use that drop down to choose it. Okay, so those are some of the common things that students have issues with as they're trying to do this. Good luck. Hope it goes well.